to Bear Lifestyle, the podcast where we talk about taboo topics to make them normal and acceptable. I'm your host, Simona Spark, and I'm so happy that you are here. We are about to get naked by stripping away insecurities, judgments, and all kinds of limitations to reveal the essence of who we really are, Bear. Bold, authentic, radical, express. Let's go. Hello, welcome to a new episode of Bear Lifestyle. Let's start with celebrations. I'm celebrating myself and I'm celebrating you and everyone who listens and watches this episode. Celebrating with tea. Cheers, cheers. Egyptian lotus flower tea. Not only that it's so beautiful, but it's also so delicious. I got it from a good friend. How is everyone doing today? We are getting close to Valentine's Day and you could see it everywhere, right? It could be very exciting, could be very amazing, and also could be so freaking triggering for the single ones, right? So today I just want to have a conversation about dating and specifically about patterns in dating. I do like to look in working with clients, coaching clients, I do like to look at patterns. And there is that saying, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I would like to extend that to how you do one thing, it's affecting everything. So I do want to invite you today to take a look into your dating patterns. And I will stop at a few points to see how this resonates with you and hopefully is going to serve you in your dating life. So pattern number one is having a type. I know we talked about this before, but really paying attention to what that means for you and how that might actually affect your dating success. I mean, look, we all been, preteens and teens, and we have these dreams with this man with, for me, was like dark hair, blue eyes, and whatnot, right? And at this age, I hear people all the time like, I like a tall man of this height with this muscles or whatever. Or men have a type for women like hair color or bra size, like just name it, right? So two things that I want to pause here to is number one, having a type, it's limiting yourself. Because if you already have a type in your mind, that is based on your past experience. But today you are a new person. So whatever happened in the past, whatever type you resonate with in the past, chances are that you're not going to connect with today. So instead of limiting yourself to a type, you could just stay open and curious and allow the universe or whomever you believe in to actually bringing on your path the person that you could resonate the most as who you are today. So having a type, again, number one, could be limited. And number two, really pay attention when you define this type to recognize that you are putting a lot of resistance by those preferences, of size and colors and heights and muscles and whatever. Look at all those characteristics, for your type, if you have a type. And they're so superficial, like their preferences. Like I know, I put in my profile, my dating profile, that I want to connect with the person at level of values rather than hobbies. Like, I don't care what your hobbies are. Like, you go do, be happy and come back to me. I want my man to be happy. And if that is like you have to go and watch a football game, go do it. That's not what I want to do. I'm gonna go do other things, and then we come together, we are both happy. So pay attention to those statements. You know, I have a guy actually ask me about my astrological sign, and when I told him, he was like, hell no, I don't want to date my mother. And he laughed the conversation. He was out ghosting me, right? So that's just to say, like, it's so superficial. Like the hair color, who cares? I could change my hair color every month. Is that's what's important to you, my hair color? Then I don't want to meet you, right? That type, that idea, the ideal partner that we want to attract into our life, it's really, if you believe into law of attraction, or if you believe into energy, the least a little bit, you will have to have that radical, honest conversation with yourself and to say, hey, wait a minute, like, who are these people that I'm attracting? They're actually mirroring who I am. It doesn't matter what I'm saying, really, in my profile or to my friends or whatever. I'm gonna attract the person that is matching my energy. Because the universe doesn't understand lie and pretend, you know. The universe connect people through, matching energies. So now pay attention to this. I know this has been a rant, but let's move into the number 2. So having a type, I hope that's helpful to just look, to not limit yourself. And number 2 is this, to look like, who am I connecting with? And not even give them the credit, like, oh my God, this man is so extraordinary or whatever. Is to actually to look in and to say, what parts of you have been active? Because those are the parts that connect with that person. Those are the parts that draw in that person, right? So now, number 3. How do we know that that connection is real? We just expand on the number 2 here. I know throughout this podcast and any other conversation and other spaces that I have, I do encourage everyone to let go of the rules. Like, should we only meet in the weekend, or Wednesday is not a good day to go on a date, or whatever the shit is there, right? How many days do I need to go with this person before we get intimate, and all the things. It's coming down to trusting yourself with, what are the parts that I'm connecting with this person? Because if we talk intimacy, like, oh my God, I don't want to have sex on the first day, you give it away too easier, or whatever the shit conversation and judgments are there, right? It's not about that. It's about understanding, was this a clean connection that we have a good time, or did we connect at trauma level? I know I done it. I'm not saying anything that I haven't been through myself, right? I done it. I have a long extended lunch into dinner or whatever, and we went through the whole life story and how hard life was, and it's like, yeah, I know what you go through, how I went through, yeah, I understand. And is this, oh, we connect here, we connect here, we connect here, we connect here, and we got all full that we are so connected, and then let's go and be intimate, and it was actually good and amazing. I'm like, oh, this is it. And it's not. It's not, because if you didn't do the healing, if your person didn't do the healing, that is nothing but just feeding into each other trauma. It's a trauma response, right? I've been miserable, I've been having a hard time, I've been having a hard life, it's been challenging, whatever. And now finally I met a person that understands what I went through, and he likes me and he's attractive to me, so let's just go ahead and let it all loose. It could be great, it could be fantastic, but it's not sustainable. It is not sustainable. So what do we do with this? I don't know what feels right for you. For me, personal feels right to don't just jump into intimacy, run away. It feels right to ask the uncomfortable questions. I want to understand if the person in front of me did any type of healing. I don't want to be the comfort of his trauma, as I don't want him to be the comfort of my trauma. So now that leads me to number, where are we? 4, I think. Yeah. Number 4 of the patterns is to see what type of the relationship you are attracting. So if there is not a type, like the person, if there is not a trauma response, like has to do, with healing and with self-acceptance and self-appreciation, then the one that really tricked me lately is the type of the relationship that I attract. And I'm telling you, it is not cute. I'm not proud. So what do I mean about relationship partner? Like the dynamic of the relationship. So the woman that is looking for a man to save her, to protect her, right? It's always gonna attract a person that's gonna treat her as she doesn't have a voice or she doesn't know shit about life. I know I've been doing that dating a few years ago, right? But after I did so much work on myself and my healing and such, plus building a business in mentorship and coaching and helping other people to find their voice, to love themselves, to stand up for themselves and such, I become really good on that. So I start attracting men in my life, not all, but lots, that they are on that journey. And I find myself being at work when in a relationship. So that's probably most likely something that I have to do because I can't leave parts of myself at home. So when I show up fully as I am with my work, with my wisdom, with my knowledge, with my masculinity, with my femininity, with my flirt, with my everything. And that could be too much for some men. I'm aware of it, and that's okay. I'm gonna leave it be too much because that's how I go into a natural selection. If this person feels like it's too much, then it's not a match. So we just move on. There are billions of people in the world, right? But when I find myself that I'm the one that is, building this man next to me and building its confidence and expanding his sexual expression, and there is a fine line there where I just pull back. What am I getting out of this? And I think that's the question. That's the question that I don't like. I don't like, to be in a loving relationship and it's all good and fun, and then to ask myself, what am I getting out of this? And again, to have that honest, radical conversation with myself and to say all is good and great and it's not enough, and then you could feel like all these little parts popping back that I thought they are healed, to say, oh wait, are you being arrogant? Do you think that you're better than anybody? Or you are not feeling worthy enough of asking for more. And that's what my struggle is. Don't tell anybody. But that's where my struggle is. And I see that over and over again with other people as well. We get into a space where it's kind of like, not that I don't know that I'm worthy. Of course I know that I'm worthy, for God's sake. But it's getting into a point of like, do I need to express that? And the answer is yes. You need to express that. You need to say, hey, I'm worthy of more than this, right? Or having the courage again to ask for what you want. And it's like, do I need the courage, Or do I need to love myself so deeply that asking for what I want is just a normal, fundamental thing, that doesn't require bravery and courage and whatnot? I know that the best thing that happened to me for the past almost 4 years, navigating this dating world and being single. I mean, I dated a guy for a couple months or so, but basically I've been single for the past almost 4 years. And I don't care how selfish this might sound, but every date was an opportunity for me to heal, an opportunity for me to look in, to say, okay, I like this. Why did I resonate with this? I didn't like this. What part of me it's trigger, or what part of me it still requires some attention? And I promise you, like for the past years, like I could see myself just growing and evolving in this dating space, growing and evolving as a person, as a human being, as a woman, right? And did so much healing. Like every single day that I went to, it really contribute to who I am today. I don't care how good the date was, and I don't care how messed up the date was. It really contribute to who I am today. And for that, I'm just want to take a second here and thank every man that ever talked with me or text with me or meet up with me once, twice, or ghosting me. All of you, thank you for contributing to my evolution and to this outstanding, extraordinary woman that I am today, with still a lot of healing to do. So that's where you find me today, in this amazing weekend, and just looking into, the Valentine's is coming and everybody's going crazy and putting pressure on themselves. And once again, for me to say, regardless if you are single or in a relationship or somewhere in between, the Valentine's Day is, I know it's celebrating the day of love or whatever, but there is no such a thing of love in a couple if there is no sufficient self-love. And self-love is our own responsibility. We can't blame on parents anymore because we are not 5, and we cannot blame on people that we are dating. We just get to look in and trust ourselves that we are strong enough to face the truth. You know that you are worthy of love. You are worthy of having anything that you desire, and you get to have them all. The only obstacle between what you want and where you are is the inner work. And if you need help with that, find the link in the show notes and book up a call and let's talk. Let's see what doesn't let you set your boundaries. What doesn't let you redefine your boundaries, right? Because you are a new person every day. So every day we get to just meet this new person in the mirror and to just get curious, like, who is she today? And what does she want today? And what does she like today? And do our best to let go of everything that happened, as make it a determined factor or what is going to happen. It's not. What happened, happened, and we get to be grateful because that's what brought us where we are today. But today we get to desire other things, and we get to do things differently if we want a different outcome, of course. So that's that. That's what I'm gonna stop for today, just to have you look into your dating patterns and trust yourself to have a conversation with yourself and make better decisions so you could have a better life, so you could attract the person that you need to be with. All right. I wish you an amazing day. Have a wonderful week, and go ahead and have a bear experience. See you next time. And this is where we landed. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And if you enjoyed the show, make sure you leave me a review to let me know. For more bear experiences, please go to simonaspark.com/bear and follow us on Instagram at Simona Spark World. I can't wait to have you back. Until then, be there, bold, authentic, radical, expressed. See you next time.